Page 60, Turkish March, a very famous melody by Beethoven. Let's look it over. You see you got treble and bass clef. We got a flat in the key signature now, and it is a B flat. If you look on where those flat signs are, that's where a B would be in those staves. So we're in the key of F major. That's a 4/4 time. So we're counting to 4 beats in a measure, and we're counting quarter notes. We got eighth notes and half notes and things. There's no repeat sign. It's okay, we can deal with this. Let's take this one hand at a time first. Make sure we got the notes and the rhythms for each hand. So starting with the right hand, when it comes in, your fifth finger here on the A. Put your hand in this position. And it's on beat 4 there. When the right hand plays, it's 4 and 1 and 2 and. Then the left hand takes over, and then you get one more note on that page at the bottom. And at the top of page 51, it's the same thing. 1 and 2 and then you cross over for the C sharp. We've done this before. Hopefully that's not a problem for you. Go on, next measure, 1. They're all quarter notes. It shouldn't be a problem, and for the most part, that's the right hand. Left hand, kind of busy actually. Left hand, you have a broken F chord. You're here, it's an F chord, or a 1 chord in the key of F. But it's broken. It means you don't play all 3 notes at the same time. It's some other pattern. Well, this is a pattern. And again, the technique for this is I'm rotating from the thumb to this side of the hand, and as I go to this side of the hand, when the weight goes to this side, I'm simply pushing 2 notes instead of 1. It's like going here, except I'm pushing the middle note down 2. If you're struggling with that because they got to go down at the same time, then think this. Go here to here. Just there. And now add the little finger to that. So some people it helps to think of one finger and then add the other. Other people it helps to think of the other finger and add the. Depends on you, whichever way helps you, but I'm rotating, so here. And again, at first I'm doing it all legato. We'll add these staccatos and stuff later. And then at the end of the line it's 3, 4, 1. And that's another tricky spot, goodness sake. This first measure, the second line there on page 60, or measure 4. You see the little 5 there with the box around? That's a measure number. They don't always give you measure numbers at the beginning of a line. Sometimes they put them in other places. There's reasons for it. I won't get into it right now. I don't want the video to last forever. But that's a measure 4 is right before measure 5. Duh. So here. Start out with 1 note, and then 2 notes, and then again. They need to be connected and they need to be together. Now what I'm doing is I'm using the weight. So I'm pushing the first note down with the weight. I lift the wrist up, and as I come down with the wrist again with the weight, I'm simply switching which fingers I want down. And you can practice this over and over. You should do it in both hands. It's good practice. What you do in one hand, you need to practice in the other, really. And then from here to here, again, I lift the wrist up, and as I come back down, I'm switching which fingers are down. I'm here, up, and then down. Go back and forth. So it's here. So it's here. It takes time. Be patient. It will come eventually, but it's something to work on. Let's go over to page 61, second line. Now the notes are here, and at the end of the line it's an A and a C, and it's a rest, 2, 3, 4, rest, play, and the last line is similar to what you've had. Put the hands together. Let's see what we get. The beginning is just left hand. Now it doesn't matter how fast you go here. Now we're not too concerned about hesitations and stuff right now. We're still working out notes and fingering. Play it all legato as best you can. counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that goes on for a little while. Let's go to the top of page 61. You're here. 1 and 2, 2, 3, 4. Both hands come up on beat 4. So I'll do it again. Top of page 61. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3, up. Going on. See, that's how that works. And all legato still, because we're just connecting everything. Go back and work out the hesitations. If you're hesitating someplace, work on those so the beat can be steady. Again, it doesn't matter how fast you go. Just go as slow as you gotta go, but a steady beat. And we can add the articulation. Accents and staccatos. Well, there's an accent on the first note. Now there's a natural accent on the first beat of every measure anyway, but they want a little more than that here. So it's a, and the wrist staccato here. So I'm connecting the hands together, but the C is staccato. Two. And that's a staccato and an accent, give a little extra. And the way it's written is you'll hold that note out for 3 full counts. So it's still sounding even after you're done with the left hand. 1, 2, 3, off. So hold it out the full length. If they wanted them to come up together, 2, there's a way to notate that. And after you learn it and you get into interpreting it, you may choose to interpret it that way. But right now we're playing it exactly as written. So hold that out for 3 counts. And then go on, accent. 1. Accent, so forth, and then at the last measure you have an accent and a staccato on both hands. Then we can add the dynamics. Well, it's sort of loud at the top. All of this is melody. Just bring it up. Whatever you think sort of loud is. And you continue the sort of loud thing. Now the accented notes are going to be loud. They're going to be a little louder. When you get to top of page 61 in the last measure, you come down a little to sort of soft. Don't come down a lot, just a little bit. So here, just a little softer. Then you're going to crescendo up to loud in that last measure, the second line. So louder. Now you're loud. And then the last line you come down is sort of loud, like you were at the beginning. The last note is loud now because of the accent. Then you can think about the speed. Spirited, whatever that is, but they give you some ideas with the metronome marking. It has to be accurate and the beat has to be steady. So whatever you can handle, be accurate, that's your speed basically. Don't go too fast. It's somewhere in it's sort of a march. Well, it is a march. Left, right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about that speed eventually. It doesn't have to go that speed. It can go a little slower, go a little faster, not much faster. But that's the idea. It's a march. You have to think marching. You've got to get in that mind spirit to play it. Otherwise, you're just mechanically playing notes. Well, when you're first learning it, yes, you're mechanically playing notes. We've got to get through all that. But once you have that under your fingers, pretty much, then you can start thinking about the music. And that's where we think marching and spirited marching and having, yeah. However, let's go back to being mechanical for a moment. I'd like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'll do the accents and staccatos. I won't do the dynamics. But let's just make sure we got the notes and the rhythms. So I'll give us 4 counts, and let's try it together. 1, 2, ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 3 and 4 and. One, two, three, rest. One, two, three, rest. There is a duet at the bottom. I'd like to play that and you play what you just played, but as usual I need you to go up an octave. So on the piano you just pretend middle C goes up to here. And instead of here, you're here. Like so. I'll give us 4 counts and I will speed it up a little bit, not quite that fast, so be ready. 1, 2, ready, go.